talk about today?
Well, there is. And I guess I know, and that's where my setup is. I know we're 93.9 The Ville. And I know that people get upset sometimes when we have to talk Kentucky. But I feel like today we probably are gonna have to just to make sure that everything gets covered. Right now, there is a staff in this state that is in a massive state of, I guess, turmoil.
Turmoil Tuesday.
That is in and you know, and it's everywhere you turn. You know, you open the papers, you're going to hear about it. You listen to the radio, you're going to hear about it. Anywhere you walk, you know, this is the conversation that's being had. There's a staff that's struggling to really keep their coaches out of legal trouble.
Is that why coaches decided that a step down to a place like Michigan is a better move than staying with a toxic coaching staff?
Yeah, and got mocked by the current coaching staff for leaving.
Those who don't know, I'm making reference to the coach who chose to go to Memphis or to Michigan to get out of a toxic environment of assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Bow night. I referred to it as a platinum DUI.
Mm-hmm.
Speeding, 40, 50 miles over the speed limit?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Way past the legal limit.
Right.
Out of being intoxicated. Right?
Uh-huh.
And an open alcohol container. Right?
Yeah.
I was surprised at the lack of, during that, when that happened, Steve, I talked about how I'm not going to address if coaching staffs may have a drinking issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't talking about the individual and his life struggles, but I wasn't going to let anyone else do that either. And listen, I listened to it and I heard people bring up every other aspect. Oh, it could have been this. Oh, well, maybe he was going through this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I know people who are around me on a Monday through Friday basis who didn't think Bobby Petrino's struggles were anything other than mock-worthy. His personal struggles, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to people who are around me look at a situation like Lovey Jenkins, who's a young growing, young man.
Yeah.
Get into an altercation, and I saw it deemed mock-worthy around a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a representation of a bad environment.
Right.
A young man.
Yeah.
And I watched it. And I listened to narrative, Steve.
Sure.
I waited for, how would this Bow Night UK coach platinum DUI situation be handled?
Yeah.
Through the media, on that program's watch.
Mm-hmm.
Handle it internally. Suspension, no details given. Return from suspension. The only reason I knew that coach had returned from suspension is because another coach who just got arrested on Sunday night for domestic violence.
Yeah.
It was a footnote in that article that the previous coach who had been arrested was already off suspension. Which means we didn't know this, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward to yesterday. I found it laugh-worthy to see how quick the narrative turned into domestic violence is not a rivalry thing. It's nothing to be talked about. He needs help. I found it laugh worthy of how quick it wasn't. Maybe there's a problem at this school. I know everyone thinks the same thing. How much of this stuff goes unreported?
Yeah.
Because if I follow local media and saw the underreporting, stuff like that causes underreporting of crimes as well. So 2 coaches arrested within 45 days. Somebody on my night show said, dude, they asked me a question. And it's like when the question, it's the reason I felt sorry for David Johnson. The time where that question was asked, hey, Marcus, do you think this will be on the bottom line of the ESPN ticker? Now, I could take the Steve Rummage route and say, if this doesn't make the bottom ticker of ESPN Louisville, that 2 assistant coaches at the University of Kentucky football have been arrested in a span of 45 days. If Steve Rummage, when we're joking around about this, Steve Rummage will say, well, you want to know why it didn't make the bottom ticker? And what would Steve say?
David Scott.
No, Steve.
Okay.
No, you dropped the ball.
Okay.
No, Steve. You listen. That was the alley-oop,
I'm listening.
and you messed it up.
I'm listening.
I'll replay it, and I'll fill in for Steve on this one, y'all.
Fair enough.
I got to throw the ball off the glass and catch it myself now.
Fair enough.
If 2 coaches at the University of Kentucky get arrested, 2 football coaches, not grad assistants, not recruiting assistant coordinators, 2 assistant coaches. One guy's been there since 2013.
Yeah.
2 coaches get arrested in a span of 45 days, and that doesn't make an ESPN ticker. Steve Rummage is supposed to say, Marcus, it's UK football.
Oh.
Nobody cares, right?
Right. That's fair. That's fair. That's a better one.
I can't believe you didn't say that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're
And
right.
I would say, Steve, it's SEC football. That's a story.
Yeah.
No matter if it's Vanderbilt, no matter if it's Power 5, even if it's not Power 5, 2 assistant coaches get arrested for domestic violence and platinum DUIs.
Let me give you something too. This recent one is the chief of staff.
Yes.
For UK football, or for head coach Mark Stoops.
I'm going to catch my breath and get to these phone lines. Softball dad Dustin, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, good morning and happy Tuesday. Now, Steve, I think we lost a big opportunity this morning at the beginning of the show, and I don't want to derail your conversation, but I'm going to. You tamped Marcus down. We were set up for an epic rant, and then you called it Turmoil Tuesday, and I think because of Mr. Vitale, this ought to be a Thanks Dick Tuesday. What exactly did you have to clean up, Marcus? And I'll hang up and listen.
Fair enough.
Oh, he's talking about my car? Oh. Softball dad Dustin, I'm not cleaning it up. I'm not going to clean it up. I'm going to let these rappers sit around and collect, and I'm going to just keep on taking pictures. Because it's going to get narrowed down to one person. Who is the only person, because it's the same type of rapper every single day gets added. They're throwing it down in where all the wires are, where the surge protector is, the power supply thing. Let me get back to the phone lines before I lose my mind. Charles, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning.
Brian, I'm going to start with you because you've got the same first name as my oldest son. Man, I've been listening for a while, like I said, and man, much continued success, man, with your dog walking, man. I know any kind of business that you get going and you start it off, you know, it's kind of like rough, but then once you get past the rough edges and you get your own routine, then everything's good in the hood. So much success with that.
I appreciate that, Charles. That means a lot. Appreciate it.
And Steven, man, let me tell you, Vegas, man, it's got to be on my to-do list. My wife and the girls in the family, they went there 3 years ago and they had a ball. So eventually I'm going to try to get out there. And by the way, you've got the same first name as my youngest son.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Yeah. It's a good time. It is a good time.
Yeah. So anyway, real quick, Steven, last February, I'm getting up in the morning. It's like 5:15 a.m. I'm brushing my teeth. Guess what happens? My back tooth part of it breaks off.
Oh.
So not only am I breathing it in because it broke off to where it was almost at the nerve.
Yeah.
So I'm still having to go to work, and at the same time, I'm waiting until the dentist office open. But long story short, I was able to get into the dentist. I got at work at 6:30. They were able to get me in at 9:15. Gave me a permanent crown, and then I think a week or two later, they gave me they gave me a temporary one. Then they gave me a permanent one. But I say that to say, I know what you're going through right now. Trust me, I know what you're going through.
Fair.
I mean, it is uncomfortable as uncomfortable can get.
Yeah, man. No, absolutely, man.
Well, we appreciate the call and the positive energy, Charles. A good pick me up on that one. We'll get our last phone call in here real quick. Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, the reason why we didn't hear about it is because we don't have that scumbag Pat Ford digging around in the garbage, trying to find everything he can to try to destroy the University.
Listen, it's
and
still...
Drew Dillon still having him on his show all the time, like he's somebody that we respect. We hate Pat Forty, and Drew Dillon acts like it's nothing. I guarantee he wouldn't have Andre McGee on his show on a regular basis.
Doc, I appreciate the call. That's just energy.
Wait, why did Drew
Drew's not the one who brings Pat 40 on every week.
Drew just took a straight bullet, man. Pew, pew. Wherever Drew is right now, he's just like, bam. Oh,
right, man. I'm over here, my business.
he's probably out running right now, doing something like just. Man,
so now that we've cleaned out the phone lines and they're still open, 8150-93.9, 3831-93.9 is the text line. I'll say this, Steve. I'll say this. For me to only discover that the last assistant coach has just gotten off suspension because what was the title? The new one?
Yeah. Is the chief of staff of Mark Stoops.
Of staff.
Mark Stoops, chief of staff.
And I can't confirm this, but apparently there or allegedly there's video out there of the domestic violence incident. Now, if that's confirmable, I could not imagine in 2021 that video would not have surfaced or came across, people screaming. I was thinking last night that someone brought it up. And again, it's never the incident, it's the coverage of the incident and the narrative surrounding the incident. The drunk incident, your guy falling out the car.
Derek Willis.
Mm-hmm. I remember being scared about how that got covered up. Like, you know how you hear things and sometimes, man, they just sweep some things under the table. I remember thinking, like, not scared for my sake, like scared that a system is working way too hard for the university.
Right.
And just thinking, why is everyone so comfortable with saying things like, it'll just get covered up? Yeah. Because, at some point you say, you need to stop saying that and stop putting up with looking the other way on something like that.
Yeah.
And thinking about that incident and the silence, I'm sure you hear this a lot. It's like your silence is complicit.
Yeah.
Your silence to wrongs are complicit. again, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. You should go back and look at the way these 2 arrests are being talked about and compare it to Lovey Jenkins. The details of Lovey Jenkins, the bond of Lovey Jenkins, just every aspect of how Lovey Jenkins situation or our coaches, a DUI, from years ago.
Well, again, like I said, and I mean, you even add in just a coach leaving for another school and then a coach on the staff now, like publicly kind of throwing shade at him for taking a job in Michigan.
Yeah. And here's the thing. That's a story that has a narrative with it. Maybe that's why you lost your coaches. Maybe that's why you have a losing culture. Maybe there is something internally wrong with the staff, like that has, domestic violence cases and drunken driving charges that are that. It's not a conversation. Yeah, but no, today now is not the time to say, okay, rivalry talk. This is not rivalry talk. This is coverage talk. This is and let's be clear. In the rivalry, I'm not going to say laugh at what the actual action was, but short of arrest, domestic violence and arrest, that's all rivalry.
You make jokes to this day about a woman
sex trafficking
her teenage daughters,
prostituting her teenage daughters.
Yeah, and it's ha Katina Powell to this day. So don't give me the high moral crap. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm good.
And
on that
right. And I saw it being attempted yesterday. I didn't know, Steve, whether to laugh or just or screenshot. And I thought about just going back and retweeting just on principle and say, would you look at the moral high ground people?
Yeah.
You have got to be joking, Steve. So, is there a problem? Is there a problem up there?
I'd be worried if it was my school.
I would start pulling the strings and saying, hey, is there some kind of institutional control issue?
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't like to use words like that. We don't really like to say this is one of the, you lost 5 wide receivers, 2 coaches that have gotten arrested. I mean, what more do you have to have a full front page article? What the hell is going on at UK football?
Yeah.
Right? Like, do we not have enough? See, this is my point. You call a DUI a scandal here, right? You call Lovey Jenkins a scandal here.
Yeah.
The coverage of, something's always happening here. If it's 2 things here and it's 7 things here, but those get swept, we're handling it internally. We did our investigation. Actions have been taken.
Yeah.
It didn't even, 2 coaches don't even make the ESPN ticker. Let me get to that first call real quick while you answer the other one. Jason, thanks for joining us. Jesse. Oh, sorry. Jason, fire away, my man.
What's up, Marcus, Steve, and it's Jesse.
Sorry about that, Jesse.
Hey, here's all I want to say. Okay, I'm going to read you something off Twitter. Nick Roush, KSR, posted the article, and all he says is, not great, Bob. That was Louisville. You think that's all he says?
Probably not.
And then hold on, let me go to another one real quick. Let me go Matt Jones. And Matt Jones says, not a good look for a key member of UK coaching staff. You think that's all he says if it was a Louisville guy?
No. I mean, look.
Or did they go in and already have the article published?
No, listen.
12 hours ago.
Jesse, I will say this. A fan of a school, I don't really expect it. It's the fake neutrals that say, the fake neutrals coverage is my problem. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just, like I said, I just know that Matt Jones is breaking stuff 2 days before it's going down to Louisville. There's just the fire's burning. There it goes.
Well, and Jesse, I appreciate the call, man. I will say this. I mean, he had some egg on his face over that one because it turned out to look ridiculous when you did the basketball teams in turmoil. They thought it was going to be. Look, they got a little wind of something, thought it was way more than what it was. And it's like, no, it wasn't what you thought it was. And it ended up, they thought this was going to be some kind of big scandal, the stuff. And it was like, no, you've got a coach that's extorting another coach.
Did it make sense what I say, though, as far as I expect fans to use language?
I mean, I don't agree with it, but I mean, fans are, we do to an extent. I mean, like, you're always going to be lighter on your program.
And like, it's my team, it's my team, it's my kids. So it's like, okay, my language.
But your local papers, your local journalists, your local, you know what I'm saying? Media, like, that is just local for the region and isn't a Stephen Marcus per se, or a Matt Jones, or, Matt Jones doesn't like Louisville. I mean,
right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who the other guy is, but I mean, I'm assuming you say he's KSR, so you don't like, sure, he doesn't like Louisville, right? So
right.
It's like that. Okay. I mean, it's still not good. I mean, and I don't think any of those people agree, like, what the coach did, and would say, no, he probably needs to be kicked off. Like, that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, we're not even talking about what the punishment should be. You know what I'm saying? We're even talking about knowing what the punishment is. Having, being pressured to announce, being pressured to make a statement. I've seen what local media can do to a coach as far as applying pressure, judging the way coaches choose to handle staff or disciplinary actions. I've literally watched people call for coaches to be fired or torn or answer more questions because of them not being more transparent on what their punishments are.
Right.
And that being seen as a negative.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So don't mind me if I say I want all eyes on local narratives today. Yeah. I want all eyes on local coverage. I want you to remember, and this is summer. This is June 29th. You can talk about the playoffs. You can talk about how Coach Mack is crushing it. You can talk about how Coach Satterfield and their staff is crushing it. Mm-hmm. And you can talk about your rivalries, coaches getting arrested and recruiting.
Yeah.
What else you going to talk about?
That's about the extent of it. Olympics,
Wimbledon.
I was to say, Wimbledon in the Olympics.
The soccer's been awesome,
which I love the Olympics. Yeah.
But around here, we talk program strength and program chaos.
Yeah.
I don't even think about this. I, on this radio right now, cannot even make a joke of saying Coach blank, blank, blank and Coach blank, blank, blank of the University of Louisville football team arrested.
Yeah.
There would be more heat off of me just saying that as a hypothetical. Think about that.
Yeah.
I'll get more calls and more text and more mileage out of a hypothetical if two coaches at the University of Louisville football program, they would actually reach out to me and say, what happened today on your show? Mm-hmm. I'll say, what do you mean? Were you talking about some coaches getting arrested or something? Like, it would be reached out to me about a hypothetical more than, geez, another coach, not kids. Do y'all remember what happened to that guy who close upped Steve?
Yep.
The guy who close upped the footage of Cash Daniels twisting that guy's trying to break his leg underneath that pile.
Mm-hmm.
You remember he said it wasn't true Then they got the footage and up close the footage.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened to that guy?
Yeah. Yeah. He got fired.
He
right?
got fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all okay with that? Are y'all okay with a guy just going through doing his regular job, his diligence, showing Cash Daniel trying to twist someone's foot off? I mean, criminally.
Yeah.
Twist somebody's foot off their body.
Sure.
And the guy gets fired for showing it? So when I tell you, let's your silence on this one. You don't call out somebody who claims to be a neutral or, it's not even a story. It's just, the guy, no, you're complicit. You're complicit to the act. You're complicit to the program. You're complicit to the hiding. You're doing your program a disservice by not calling out what you see. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
Summertime is wing time, and Wing Zone has you covered. Wing Zone has 17 amazing flavors to choose from, including our new hot garlic and Louisiana lemon pepper. Don't forget to try our new colossal chicken sandwich. Have Wing Zone delivered to your pool party or pick up at any of our 2 Louisville locations. Wingzone.com. You got it.
Summer is upon us, and you're about to find out how strong your cooling system is. And if you find out that it's not ready for the long summer ahead, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222. Right now, when you buy a full Train system, receive an extended 10-year part and labor warranty and 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529, offices Louisville.
The other day, I heard an ad for Shane Company on the radio. This guy again? But then I thought about it. Tom Shane does make a good point. We do need to let the people in our life know how much they mean to us. And fine jewelry lets us do that in a really special way. That's when I decided it's time to get my wife bigger diamond stud earrings. Nope, it's not her birthday or our anniversary. I just wanted to treat her. At Shane Company, you can upgrade your diamond studs anytime, and you only have to pay the difference from what you originally paid. It's an awesome policy and makes such an easy gift. When I got back home and handed my wife a Shane Company box, she was absolutely thrilled. She loved the bigger diamonds and couldn't get over the sparkle. It made her day, and it was so fun to surprise her.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company. Open weekdays till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 5, and online at shaneco.com.
Make your life better with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and be part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Earn $14.50 plus up to $425 in weekly bonuses depending on shift. And you might even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college debt-free. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/Louisville. That's upsjobs.com/Louisville.
A shot, plays it in the middle, it's deflected in! It's Paolo Del Piccolo! Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Friday as the boys in purple hit the road to take on Sporting KC2. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 7:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 8 p.m. It's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
You're listening to 93.9 The Ville, your home for the Diener Show, 7 to 10 a.m.
The one thing you never know in the off seasons of football and basketball is who is improving, who is getting better.
Middays with Marcus Maben, 10 to noon.
No matter how good your coaches are, players got to play.
And afternoons with Mark Ennis on The Drive.
I know that he's got tons of campaigning to do to convince people that he wants to be here, but I think he does.
This is 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming, and whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Look, if you go, why? Look, if you go, why? Look, if you go.
Station. I was reminded of the coverage of Marcus Kingpin Walker.
Okay. Fair enough.
Marcus Ninos Brown Walker. Kilo in the dorms Walker. $98,000 in trash bags. Fresh off the lot, Ford, whatever. Fresh off the dealership floor. In the dorms. Weapons that could help protect a small army. We still waiting on the details of that one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
It's dangerous, y'all. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I heard WDRB is starting their coverage. I went to ESPN.com. Now, to be fair, I just had this debate. Well, it wasn't debate. I was just bouncing ideas off of Drew.
Yeah.
About if this is a newsworthy story to put an article on ESPN. I typed in Kentucky football.
Yeah.
Kentucky to allow college athletes to earn off name, image, and likeness. U.S. roll. I see a picture of look. U.S. rolls to FIBA Women's America Cup title as Kentucky's Ryan Howard named.
Yeah.
Isaiah Jackson prospect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and this is the point. I mean, and because see, I keep hearing, and I saw the tweet yesterday. It was somebody said, "You have the nerve to talk about Kentucky after the last 5 years." Let me give you some more in the last 5 years. December 3rd, 2018, Kentucky football player pleads not guilty to assault charges. Zaire Hughes was arrested about 4 a.m. on Sunday at Woodland Avenue apartment. The Lexington Herald reported, according to an arrest citation, Hughes is accused of intentionally injuring his girlfriend. Police found victim with the bruises, fresh scratches. I'm not going to go into details of what he did because I don't think anybody. Let me read you another one. University of Kentucky football player, Lloyd Tubman pleads not guilty to raping his ex-girlfriend. You got the Lynn Bowden situation.
Which one?
Yeah. Where authorities search raiders in Lynn Bowden's family home.
I see. I thought you were talking about when he just punched an opponent in the face before the game, shirtless, wearing. Go ahead.
Listen, but what about this one? This comes from Kentucky's SB Nation about the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Now listen.
The title is Thuggery. Is it just the commies? Question mark. This is the coverage. And again, it goes back to what you're saying. Is there not enough to say what's not being brought up? If this is the little that's getting brought up.
Listen. That's where my uncomfortable kicks in.
Yeah,
because there's a lady listening to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's nodding her head, agreeing, and she's saying, "Finally, somebody gets it."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And here's what's going on.
There was a lady on social media there was women on social media that accused Cash Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You remember? Yeah, and. He did like tear what he tore up a place or something that was saying, yes, there's a lady shaking her head right now, or nodding in agreement, right? And again, I heard this explained the other day. Guy says, if I had no concept of stealing, right? If I never heard of someone taking something that didn't belong to them, he said, if I had no concept of it, right? And he said, a guy, me and my friend didn't have any money, and we went to the store, and I came out first, and he came out with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got no concept of stealing, and he comes out with some candy.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking is, must be a nice clerk in there,
right?
Are they giving out free candy? Because I have no concept of, man, he might have stole that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I know a lot of times when I would say hey, you need to report this. You need to report what's going on.
Yeah,
you need to say something.
Sure.
I couldn't wrap my mind around these level of drug charges and these crimes being swept under the rug at the level they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've been speeding and let go of speeding and, I get out here, kids, you know what I'm saying? I've been,
Yeah.
So when I say sweep under the rug, we got caught here. Shouldn't have been here.
Sure.
Okay. I remember one time we all drove through the middle of the campus at night. Couple basketball players.
Uh-huh.
Right. We were, we just drove through through the walkways of the campus to get to the dorms.
Yeah.
Very, very bad thing to do, right?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the campus police pulls up, you know, after we park, get out the car, we're sitting on the bench. Campus guy pulls up and says, "Don't do that again."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Technically, that was my theory of being swept under the rug, because that could have been some big trouble.
Sure.
I had I couldn't fathom a woman trying to say that Cash Daniel and his popular level, you know, doing this and it being swept under the rug. Not the part that looks, I know it's hard to report anybody. I know it's hard. Like, I know that part is hard, but actually doing something and watching it be swept under the rug, it's still hard for me to wrap my brain around how that feels and how that would look. But now when I see this kind of stuff, I'm like,
yeah,
the silence is complicit. The spin on, we shouldn't talk about this. This is, you know, the try to move it to domestic violence rights now.
Sure.
You know, it's the stuff that's making me extremely uncomfortable with what I see. You know what I'm saying? And I'm holding people accountable, at least in my own brain and my listeners. I'm holding people accountable for not, you know, for not making it a story when it's a story in another area.
Yeah. So look, I don't know how big of a part we play in this thing, but listen, I think
since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com. And tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
Time is running out on the hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. You have until Wednesday at 7 to take advantage of this, so don't waste time. Now through Wednesday at 7, pick any item at Genesis, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. If you've had your eye on something, now is the time to make the move, because this offer makes everything more affordable. An $8,000 tennis bracelet for just $134 a month. A $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. All GIA certified diamonds are included, so it's a great time to upgrade her diamond or celebrate an anniversary with a stunning eternity band or designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price and lock in 5 years financing with 0 interest. An opportunity like this doesn't come around very often, and it will not be extended. 5 years, 0 interest financing with 0 down.
down, now through Wednesday only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza. On approved credit.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Wing Zone. Try the ESPN Louisville special, 10 boneless wings, wedges, and a drink for $9. As he's been with Kentucky since 2013. Moving on to NBA news in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals last night, the Los Angeles Clippers pulled off a 116-102 win over the Phoenix Suns. Paul George led the way for the Clippers with 41 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists, and the Suns still currently hold a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals will be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. The NBA playoffs will continue to roll along tonight, though, as the Bucks take on the Hawks in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That game is set to tip off at 8:30, with the Bucks holding a 2-1 series lead. Moving on to women's college basketball news, the University of Louisville women's basketball team and head coach Jeff Walls picked up a big commitment in the 2022 class, and it comes from four-star center Amani Lester. She is listed at 6'3" and rated as the 50th best player in the class and the number 7 overall center, and she hails from Raleigh, North Carolina. Moving on to baseball news, the Cincinnati Reds pulled off a 12-4 win last night against the Philadelphia Phillies. Nick Castellanos led the way, going 3 for 5 with 7 RBIs, including this grand slam.
The 0-1 from Felice. Line drive, left center field. Herrera on the run. Ain't going to get it. Nobody's going to get it. That is a grand slam for Nick Castellanos. 6-4 Reds as Castellanos rounds the bases, fist in air, and indeed, he has brought the house down.
The Reds will be back in action tonight when they take on the San Diego Padres. First pitch for that game is set for 7:10, but our coverage will begin at 6:45 on ESPN 680. Moving on to college baseball news, ESPN Louisville's your exclusive home for the College World Series this year, as Game 2 of Vanderbilt versus Mississippi State is set for tonight, and we'll join coverage right here on 93.9 The Ville, immediately following the Scott Davenport Show at 8 o'clock. And last but certainly not least, the Louisville Bats will look to extend their win streak to 3 games tonight when they take on the Nashville Sound in Nashville. First pitch for that game is set for 8:05. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Babin is next. This is Sports Center.
Summer fun is back at Beach Bend Park. Enjoy 2 parks in 1 with classic amusement rides, like the awesome Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster, daily shows, mini golf, and more. Experience the park at dark during Friday night lights. Take the plunge in our 1,000,000-gallon Splash Lagoon water park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. For park hours, season passes, or to purchase tickets online and save, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Kentucky is leading the way in delivering life-saving vaccines to the world, and it's all thanks to our central location, major highways, and world-class logistics industry, which also drives our economy. But it's been a long winter, and our roads are crumbling, becoming dangerous for our families and workers. We need Frankfurt to act now and pass House Bill 561 to save our roads. If they don't, it'll be... Call your state legislators at 1-800-372-7181 and tell them to pass House Bill 561. This ad paid for by the Kentucky Infrastructure Coalition.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
talk about. I need you to get those lyrics one more time. It's been a long time since we tried to address the lyrics. I don't remember how bad it was, but I remember this was like this may go down in history as one of the most listened to and misunderstood words of all songs.
I got him
between Bad Boys. But first, before you hit that, Steve, can you hit that technology we have in here? The technology I speak of is temperature control technology, because temperature control is one of the most valuable resources one could have. And if you agree, then I know that you know the DFH company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Check out their Mitsubishi mini split, like the ones we use here at the studio, at 93.9 Studio. Also, Mitsubishi right now is offering a $500 rebate on its multi-zone systems through June, which means you only have 2 days left. Check it out, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
Also, to address a competitive hiring climate in the Louisville area, UPS will offer a retention and attendance bonus in 2021. Starting pay is $14.50 per hour. Employees on select shifts will also receive an additional $300 weekly bonus and $125 on Sunday through Thursday shifts. That's pretty good. So that's $425 in weekly bonuses for select shifts. Learn how you can graduate debt-free at upsjobsky.com for more information.
So, Steve, I want to get into a basketball quick. Well, it's not a quick thing. I want you to prepare me for my 6 o'clock deadline.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Okay. I can do that.
I want you to prepare me for my 6 o'clock deadline, the disappointment, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to want you to give me both reactions.
Okay.
The 6 o'clock announcement or the 6 o'clock give up. Okay.
Okay.
That's the basketball part of this conversation.
Okay. Fair enough.
The football part of this conversation is I don't want. Okay. I think we're getting the momentum going in the football and the basketball, right?
Absolutely.
Momentum's going. What recruit would get this fan base? Oh, it's a quarterback. Outside of a quarterback. I have to say outside of a quarterback, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Well, but I mean, that's for any school.
That's my point. What position, or would it be just the ranking of the position, would get this fan base the most excited?
As far as okay, I think it's different because I think that they're doing really good with this 4-star corner. That we might hear about over the next week or two, or whenever, over the next few months. And I think the football fan base is smart enough to say,
do they realize the small recruiting class is a hand-picked class?
I think so. I think majority. I think majority does. And I do think that we like, as a fan base, we sometimes like offers. You know what I'm saying? Like because whereas I say, like we talked about the Chance Morrow kid yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you got to say about him. I mean, that doesn't bother me. My coaches watched him. They said, no, this is a dude that can help us. This is
right.
Okay, so that's fine with me. I don't really mind the offers sheets as much. Some people, it's a big deal. And I get it. And I think this fan base is very much like that because we have had our moments where we felt on the brink. So anytime we feel like, okay, we got this guy from LSU, offers from Georgia, or some Ohio State or whatever it is, you feel more comfortable with that.
Does the fan base still feel like if you get a player from an SEC football school that he's automatically going to work out?
No. I don't think so.
I'm surprised you say that, Steve.
I know. I know, but
you're thinking it through right now.
I'm thinking it through, but no, I don't necessarily, feel that way.
I don't know, Steve. Maybe I still do. And you know what my problem is with that? Being up and close and personal with a volunteer football team.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I need that at Louisville.
Yeah.
And they'll work. I just want to say, yeah, you just come to Louisville. You'll work out.
Yeah.
Is that like the Aiden issue? You're going to work.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is we're starting to learn this staff too, and we're starting to learn what they like, and we're starting to learn what they look for, and we're starting to learn Coach Satterfield, and he is in the mold that I think he'll look, and I think he has over the last few months that he would look one kid that may be higher ranked in the face and say, no, you're not as good as that kid. So I want that kid. And I think that that's something now.
Okay, but let me ask you, does it concern you that, put it this way, I have an ego too.
Right.
Like I have an ego about my talent evaluation. Does that ever scare you? Like where you want to say, okay, coach, you're trying to outthink the room.
Well, not if he's winning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if you win 8 to 10 games in the next 3 years? Well, then no, you get who you want. That's what I mean. That's where Bobby gained so much trust in his first go round, right?
Mm-hmm.
His first go round, you said, I don't care what they're ranked because we're winning. You know what I'm saying? It was like that doesn't bother me as far as that goes, but it's like, this time I'm starting to trust this staff on they know what they want. You know what I mean? And if that means saying no, as much as it pains me, saying no to a local kid and looking a local kid right in the face and saying, I don't think we're just not going to take you, man. And Charlie did it. Charlie went to Clarksville, Tennessee, and said, "This kid,
Jalen, the competition level in Clarksville is not really where it is."
Reeves Maven.
I know your dad has all the.
You're just not going to make it.
The athletic pedigree.
You should start looking at basketball, maybe.
He looked me right in the face and was like, "Hey, I don't know, Marcus."
Yeah, I mean, you're no. Who's my guy? Oh, Calvin Pryor. Calvin Pryor. Because Reeves Maben, you're going to be a safety here at
right.
No, that worked out well. And I'm not saying coaches don't miss at times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying coaches don't not take a kid and that kid turn out to be good.
Listen, here's the thing. I feel like I'm a Satterfield type of recruiter, right? I feel like I'm a Satterfield type of evaluator, right?
Sure.
Like I don't care what anybody says. Keitrell Clark can play. Carlik Jones can play. You're stupid. Like I
Well, it's what me and you, I mean, we've had film. I remember me and you sitting in the room and we've looked at transfers on the football side or recruits. And I remember when we watched Keitrell Clark, we were together and we were like, ooh. I remember when we watched, I remember hearing like the Wirtz kid. I watched him and I was like, okay, I think he could help, But I remember me and you saying, who's this other kid they got from Georgia Southern? We watched the video together and I remember the look. We both started the video at the same time and we looked up at each other and said, ooh, this donkey kid can play. Like, like there's kids that you say, okay, man.
No, if I speak in code, if you interpret my language can help versus, or I will say, I want this guy in my room, right? That's not the guy who changes my team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He improves my team. I want him in the room. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'll say, okay, we need this guy. When I say we need this guy, we got to get this guy. That's the guy I'm going to put on the field as soon as he gets here. If I say I need this guy in my room, my JUCO cornerback, it's like I need him in my room. I'm not bringing him in here to take the other, to take some heat off Key Trail on the other side, or something like that. But I need him in my room.
Right.
Injury, position fill, specialty, all that stuff. I need this guy. I need that attitude in my room.
Yeah.
So point being, I brought that up as a evaluation versus excitement of the fan base.
Yeah, well, and again, I think that the fan base is starting, or even the ones that were on the fence. I think the coaching staff has done a good job, and I think people are coming around to understanding this class, because I think immediately, and it's a fair assumption in football. Okay, like I got it, but I understand where somebody didn't when they say, "Man, we don't have any recruits here, but we're going to take 25 kids." You got, and it's like, and then you realize, no, you're not. You're not taking 25 kids. You're going to take 10, maybe 12, depending on, like we're going to see some movement here. So that's why you don't have, and now it's starting to fill up, and I think it's going to go ahead and fill on up. And here's the thing, at positions we need, a lot of people, you look at the boards and stuff. I know a lot of people are excited about the squirrel white. I think a lot of people are excited about that.
You realize somebody put that on my wall, and I thought they were making reference to the touchdown squirrel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was
awesome.
You remember sitting in
highlight of that year.
Do you remember sitting up and watching that? Were you sitting beside me in that booth?
It was great. It was great. Yeah, it was awesome.
I still can't believe. I still cannot believe that squirrel ran all the way. I just knew that squirrel was going to stop, Steve.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was going to let everybody down, and somebody was going to have to end up chasing it. And
oh yeah,
that squirrel.
He just wanted to get it in, and look, let me get it in. Let me get out of here.
He wanted that.
Listen, and people, it's like that squirrel didn't want to be around 30, 40, 50,000 people anyway. So like, trust me, he wasn't trying to hang out. Like, he was like, I don't know what y'all doing, but there's dudes running around with knives on their feet. But seriously, man, you finish up with that. You go. I think they'll finish up with a couple DBs that are going to be big time. Like I said, and next year's class. I mean, I talked about the Clarkson kid the other day that I really enjoy him. The kid out of California.
Yeah,
I mean, 4-star quarterback. I think people will be excited about. Don't forget, you have a guy right now at quarterback. We had that conversation that's being talked about in the top 20s and the top 15s. And so, let's take a step back and look there. So I think that people are coming around to understanding what this class is and why it is. And listen, y'all
better be over there working, man.
Yeah.
Take advantage of these nice days.
Again, you're going to open up in Atlanta against Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, who I don't know why I've started trolling him on Twitter. I don't know why. I don't know if it's
the Lane Kiffin thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just, for some reason, I've taken up a fight with him, and I'm just look. I don't know if he cares, but I know he sees it, and at least once every couple days, I'll let him know he's going to get beat.
He's a Twitter type too.
Yeah.
He's definitely a
so
Twitter
he
type.
knows every couple days. Look, little Steve Rummage in Louisville is just telling him, look, you're going to get beat.
He's going to sick one of his dogs on you. Track down this guy.
I'm coming. Look, and I do it like this. I'm coming to ATL to beat you. Like this. Look, I'm in.
Is this your equivalent to basketball games, standing up to size up the opponents?
I'm like, let's go.
Right.
And again, it's what it was the just the vibe you get from this team, man. I think that fans are starting to believe, like, and you got fed a lot last year, man. You got fed a lot of, like, you go back and look and you start to realize last year wasn't even as bad as you thought it was. Like, I think some people forget and think we won 2 games and got blown out all last year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go back and look at the games and it's like, even look at the scores. A ball bounces out. Now, obviously, we made mistakes, so that's why you lost games. But I mean, a ball bounces 1 or 2 places. You easily could have won 3 or 4 more games.
Listen, what was Notre Dame's record?
I'm trying to think about it.
What was Notre Dame's record last year?
They were
I'll look it up.
Would they lose 2 games?
They went to the playoff.
Right.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have lost 2 games, right?
Yeah. Virginia Tech could have easily won that game.
No, like
missing the starters you were missing. Boston College, Georgia Tech. These are games that could have easily went our way.
Notre Dame lost 2 games. And you go back and you watch that game, and when that video ends, you're mad at Louisville.
Yeah.
Repeat. You're mad at your own guys. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
10-2.
10-2.
You go back and look at Pittsburgh,
mm-hmm.
who was being talked about. You're mad at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mad at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like, think about it. You're not mad at Satterfield particularly. You're kind of like, God, why don't you get him all the way down to the ground?
Yeah.
And anybody who's played and I mean youth league.
Yeah, man.
You have been involved in a freak play where you're just like, I can't believe I tipped that ball in my own basket.
Yeah.
That's what that is. When you tackle somebody and they roll on you and get up and run and score a touchdown.
Yeah.
When you see that play again, it reminds you of the time on the defense. You were doing everything right. You boxed out. You went for the rebound. The guy kind of bumps you. Y'all both hands hit it. It goes in the thing, and everybody's looking at you like you screwed up the game.
Yeah.
That's that. Notre Dame. Any school that goes 10-2.
I mean, outside of Miami, I mean, you felt like Miami come in with a different energy for you, right?
No, that was great, Steve.
I mean,
that was a good lesson.
You felt like they come in with a different energy that night, and beat you. Like, okay, cool. I'll eat that one. I'll eat that one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they come in.
They were vicious. They were vicious. They were vicious. They were vicious.
Sure.
They were vicious.
Sure. So it's
I like their attitude.
Yeah, like I called you after that game, and we had a conversation, and we said, they got us tonight, man. like, dude,
right.
I can swallow getting beat like that, where you're like, they were ready. They were ready. They wanted you. It is what it is. You got to move on. But yeah, man. There's a lot to be excited about. I think people are getting behind that. I think the recruiting over the next couple of days or over the next couple of months is going to continue to get people excited. And now I will say this, and then we'll take his call. On the football side of things, I'm okay if they don't take the local kid. It is what it is. You got to you got to get the guy that you need. Coach Mack, that don't apply to you. You get Caleb Glenn or we riot. Okay, phone line. Steve, welcome in. What's going on?
Hey, Marcus, I'll talk to you when the season starts down at the Yum Center down in the cafeteria. But I wanted to ask Steve. A couple of weeks ago, I know you were going to Vegas.
Yeah,
and I gave you a restaurant to look for. Did you ever find it?
I didn't, but I looked it up.
Okay, well, I looked it up too, and it said barbecue. But this guy's got the best of everything out there. He's got a small gas station, a small grocery store, a casino, and one heck of a restaurant.
Man,
but were they?
Well, I remembered it.
There?
It said it was, but like I didn't know exactly where it was. So I'll be honest, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with my local surroundings here. But it did pop up, but it wasn't around where I was staying at, and we taxied everywhere and walked a lot of places, But I did see it pop up.
Well, that intersection, you were staying at Caesars, right?
I was.
And Bally's is kind of kitty corner across the street.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, if you walk out of Bally's lobby and go down to the street and take a right, it's a long 1.5, 2-block walk, and it's right there on that corner when you get to the next intersection.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm glad you still saw it, because I was asking a friend of mine who's on a 58-day trip across the country in an RV if he'd been through Vegas. He goes, no, I didn't go. So I thought about calling you the other day, but it would have been well worth your while if you'd have found it.
Man, I appreciate it, dude. I do appreciate it. I will eventually, because I will go back to Vegas. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Just go to Bally's and go in the front door and ask them where Ellis Island is. It's a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And it's the most unusual place you would think for them to have a restaurant.
That works, man. That works. Hey, I appreciate it.
Appreciate the assist. Go.
All right. Did you have a good time in Vegas?
I loved it. I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. I will. That will be a yearly trip for me. Absolutely.
Just make sure you get plenty of money when you go out.
That's a fact.
Good call. Appreciate the call. Last commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
At Kroger, we know there's never a good time to run out of fresh. Luckily, our delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need. So whether it's a few extra buns for the backyard barbecue or some miscellaneous munchies for movie night, we make it easy to get back to being you. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey everybody, Steve Rummage here. And if you have listened to 93.9 The Ville over the last few months, you know I've reminded you of 3 simple words. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and owner of RE/MAX Alliance. And with the spring market heating up, he wants to make your home buying or selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to $5,000 seller credit by mentioning you heard it right here. So don't wait any longer and contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
Make your life better with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and be part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Earn $14.50 plus up to $425 in weekly bonuses depending on shift. And you might even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college debt-free. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/Louisville. That's upsjobs.com/Louisville.
My partner and I have been together for years, and we finally decided to make it official. Our first step was the ring. Shane Company had so many beautiful engagement rings. I wasn't sure what I wanted, so we booked a virtual appointment. Our consultation went great. Having a conversation with a diamond expert from your home is so convenient. After picking out the ring setting, we selected the center stone. I went with a classic solitaire with a stunning round diamond. Then our jewelry consultant showed us their decorative crowns, a way to make it even more special. They had so many unique designs to choose from. I chose a tulip crown, and it made it gorgeous from every angle. It was so easy to create the ring online, and it arrived faster than we expected. I can't wait to wear it every day for the rest of my life.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company. Open weekdays till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 5, and online at shanco.com.
Cross it near post, and it's in! Louisville City scores! Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Friday as the boys in purple hit the road to take on Sporting KC2. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 7:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 8 p.m. It's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Time is running out on the hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. You have until Wednesday at 7 to take advantage of this, so don't waste time. Now through Wednesday at 7, pick any item at Genesis, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. If you've had your eye on something, now is the time to make the move, because this offer makes everything more affordable. An $8,000 tennis bracelet for just $134 a month. A $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. All GIA certified diamonds are included, so it's a great time to upgrade her diamond or celebrate an anniversary with a stunning eternity band or designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price and lock in 5 years financing with 0 interest. An opportunity like this doesn't come around very often, and it will not be extended. 5 years, 0 interest financing with 0 down. Now through Wednesday only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza. On approved credit.
There's nothing more important than a child's health. That's why Body Armor Sports Drink is proud to partner with Walmart and Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, raising funds for 156 children's hospitals across the U.S. Children's hospitals are on the front lines when it comes to protecting the health of our future generations, but they are not alone. Please join Body Armor Sports Drink to support the cause. Together, when we change kids' health, we change the future. Go to childrensmiraclenetworkhospitals.org to donate and learn more. That's childrensmiraclenetworkhospitals.org.
Steve Rummage here from 93.9 The Ville, and I want to tell you about Vitality Wellness and Weight Loss. Vitality is a safe, effective weight loss program that is tailored to your body. With Vitality, you'll get a personalized food list and supplements based on your needs. Vitality is science-based, and in your first visit, you'll go through a complete body scan and be assigned a personal specialist. In the first week, I was down 16 pounds. So go to vitalitylouisville.com or call 502-442-2117 and let them know you heard about it right here from Steve Rummage and 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. This is what I do, Brian. I'll make a list on my dry erase board. Make a list of maybe, let's say, 10 objectives.
I have to do that too.
Make a list, 10 objectives. Make the bed, laundry, kitchen, vacuum, might have to wash out the bathtub or something, get food prep. I'll make a list, right, of everything I really need to do, right? And I'll give myself a random, like, say 33 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Something to where
basically keep you moving.
No, yeah, it's probably something that usually would take somebody an hour and a half to do. I'll set the timer on 33 minutes and I'll see how much of this list I can accomplish in 33 minutes. And it's funny, I put in my brain, like, mom's coming home early. You were supposed to have all this stuff done.
No.
You know how that
is that like your little words of encouragement?
Yeah. Kind of like, I think I put myself in the frame of mind of mom calling, like, oh, we were supposed to be home at 9, but we're coming home and we'll be home in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You're like Michael Jordan. You put scenarios in your head that aren't actually true. Just to get things done.
It's just like, like how fast would I do this? And how could I get like my heart rate up, my adrenaline going? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, as soon as I hit that timer, I'm like, and I try. Sometimes it's just tough. But when that alarm goes off, I try to just stop, you know, and you know, you lose, you know. She can't.
And the rest of the chores just don't get done.
Listen, it might make tomorrow's list.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, you know, my alarm will go off and I'll kind of like the last.
I was going to say, you don't work past the timer ever?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, like, you know, sometimes, okay, my alarm is irritating, right? So I'll let the alarm keep playing. And that's how bad I want to do these chores, because I won't shut off the alarm. When I shut off the alarm, you're done, right? So sometimes I'll leave that, and it's irritating me. But, you know, if I got to finish washing the dishes
Neighbors
or something, I mean, it's not loud enough for them to hear. But that is a good point. So I do that setup to give myself, you know, a boundary, a finish line. My dad says he always likes, you know, closures and finish lines and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing with the Sydney Curry situation.
Okay. I heard yesterday, TikTok.
Listen, at 5, is it 5 o'clock today or 6 o'clock? See,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
You're the one that set the deadline.
Yeah. You set the deadline. Okay.
I'm just making sure I remember. Look, I was trying to steal an extra hour. That's my brain saying 5 o'clock should be the number, but I'm gonna give myself 6 because I really don't want to set a deadline, Steve.
It's Jesse, not Jason.
Okay, so Steve, 6 o'clock deadline.
Okay.
Give me the best case scenario and the worst case scenario.
Well, best case scenario is you hear something before then and he's committed.
I wanted to see how positive you could make that sound.
Yeah. You know, you hear something before.
Hey, what's the worst case, Steve?
Yeah, the worst case is he says Louisville was the worst place he's ever been to in his life. And after listening to Coach Mack, I don't think Coach Mack's that good of a coach. And Ross McMahon's a fraud. And
got it.
Yeah, that's probably
there's a lot more detail on the negative side.
Yeah, that's
there.
probably the worst possible news that you could get. No, I do get what you're saying. If it goes to, and for me, you said 6, but for me, if it goes into tomorrow, I start to go, okay, his mind isn't made up on it.
Why would you even throw Ross McMahon's name in there, Steve?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna call him tonight, and he's gonna be on the show tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
Book it.
All right, let's do it. I've been wanting to talk to him anyways.
Brian Hall, get the tweet ready.
Get it ready.
That Ross McMahon's joins.
No mystery guest this time. We're just going to let it be known.
Yeah, Ross McMahon's joining the show
tomorrow. About what time?
I'll have it ready.
About what time?
Let me see. Let me look at my map of the show tomorrow. Probably. You know what? We get our guest at noon. I mean, at 11.
Okay.
Midway through the show.
Huh?
11 o'clock.
Okay. 11 o'clock tomorrow.
You know what, Brian? I'm gonna make this happen. Tweet it out right now.
Yeah.
Tweet it out right now.
Tweet it out. Tweet it out. Yeah, put the pressure.
Yeah, right?
Tweet it out.
Right?
Hey, Brian, do it.
Just like I do.
Tweet it out.
Just like I do with my cleaning, Steve.
Tweet it out. Ross McMahon's is coming on the show tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
You know what? I'm sick of playing games. I need to start making stuff happen.
Make it happen.
That's pressure
So
now.
you know what? We're gonna tweet it. And hey, look. Tag him if you want to.
Just put a timer on it, Marcus.
Tag him if you want to.
No, already did by tweeting it out, but that's technically a timer. That means I got to make that happen.
Yeah.
So
Brian,
yes,
put it.
So people,
and like I said, tag him if you want to. You know what? Tag him and Louisville men's basketball
and me
and
you if you're not scared.
You.
See,
if you're not worried about it,
right? Let's see how
if you think we can make it happen, or you can make it happen. Maybe I'll make it happen. Maybe I'll call it.
It's time, y'all. It's time. It's time we start making it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Steve, somewhere in between, you gave me.
Wait for that notification, Brian.
You gave me best case scenario, worst case scenario, somewhere in between. Yesterday, I gave him the coach. I gave him the coach closing deal speech. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know, Steve.
Texter says tag him too.
Look,
other Texter says
right.
tag him.
I'm looking on the YouTube channel. They say and me.
Yeah. Hey, tag them all.
Scuba says, and me.
Yeah, tag every one of them.
Right. We're going to make this happen. Okay, so Steve, yesterday I gave the reason he would come. He has to come here. I gave the coach speech, everything. Give me a reason that he wouldn't.
Well, I mean, I'll just do what's on the boards right now. I mean, it's the boards. The scuttlebutt is he visited here and he just. There's a lot of good players.
He respects
in the front court.
He respects the talent here already.
Yeah, and I was snooping through the Cardinal Authority and the rivals and just the what they're all saying is it's he visited here.
There's a lot of talent.
There's
here.
a lot of talent, but it was a great visit. Loved the place, loved the coaches. He's just got to make a decision at this point. Does he want to go ahead and, I mean, this is a tough opportunity to pass up. But to come here, you will have to fight. I mean, me and you said it on the show over the last few days. So, dude, we want him. I think he gives us something we don't have. But I'm not saying he's necessarily going to come in here and start. Like, there's competition here.
There's competition
there. You're staring at the ACC first team freshman who was playing out of position.
You're the four.
You're staring at big homie who you played high school in the same Malik Williams, who was a 5-star coming out.
And you growing up behind him, you know he got game.
You know he can play, yeah.
Right. And listen, like you would have had to walk around JJ Traynor.
Mm-hmm.
You would have had to walk around Mike James.
Yeah.
And say, yeah, like, I know you can play and I know you're confident, but you are walking in a room where Sam Williamson is your size. Like height wise, close to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it's anything negative against the kid. Man, I almost can't call him a kid. It's a man. And I hope we get him. I hope he makes that decision to say, no, man, I'm going to jump on here. I think
tweets out.
Oh, my God. You actually tweeted that? Can't believe you actually tweeted that.
Do you want me to?
It's
done now. Delete this? Now?
No, it's done now. I guess we got to do it.
Oh, God.
It's done now. D's done. Thanks,
now.
Thanks, Brian. Jeez.
Ross McMain's is tagged. You have a basketball.
Oh, God.
It's an official tweet.
I'm retweeting it. I'm putting the
Just
pressure on
go in.
myself.
Just go.
I'm doubling down.
Just go.
I'm
all
doubling
in.
down on it
Just
right
go
now.
all in.
I'm doubling down.
I'm retweeting it too.
Yeah. Bang.
All right. You're on the clock. Make it happen.
And everybody listening, retweet it too.
Make it happen.
Just add the pressure. Add the whole pressure.
Make it happen.
Yeah, Ellis Smiles. That was a good one.
Yeah, but I mean, it is. Again, like I said, I think he's just mulling his decision. I hope he ends up deciding that man, I got a couple of years. I'm gonna go there and compete.
Take a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there and compete because I do think that there's minutes here for him, and I think that's what the staff was showing.
It's like going into it's like being a good quarterback at a big SEC program. You win one of them spots.
Yeah.
You're going to the league.
Oh, yeah.
Because the talent around you is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to the league.
Yeah.
But you do have to win that spot.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get handed a spot on this roster with JJ Traynor, Jalen Withers, Malik Williams, Roosevelt Wheeler.
You are not going to get handed the spot.
Sam Dredd, those guys. I mean, they're all bigger guys that can play that position.
But if you take a spot.
Yeah.
If you do take a spot. Okay, so Steve, I got a big picture macro conversation today one last time before we get out of here. I don't want again, I know sometimes we get kind of the second hour crowd, the lunchtime crowd, the almost lunchtime crowd. I just kind of want to re-narrate, the news of the day. Brent Hall, can you say his name? The coach for University of Kentucky, who was the second coach.
So bear with me on this last name. Dan Brzozowicz. Brzozowicz.
I didn't know it. So
it's Berezowitz. So Brzozowicz.
Let's not butcher it. Don't worry about it.
Dan Brzozowicz.
Danny B. Oh, Danny boy. Listen, second coach in 45 days, roughly, getting arrested at the University of Kentucky. And again, I saw you put your cape on.
Brian changed it like 4 times.
I gave it. One of the 4 times.
And then he said it. The last time he said it, he was like, he settled it. Brzozowicz.
I saw you put your cape on and try to turn this into a domestic violence conversation or a moral high ground conversation, or anything to diffuse the attention that a Louisville supporter knows that this should garner. A Louisville person knows the playbook on the level of attention. There's a joke Dave Chappelle says, and he says, I'm not even gonna say it. This is the terrible time to bring in Dave Chappelle jokes.
Fair enough.
A Louisville fan knows the amount of attention two assistant coaches getting arrested in a short span of time should garner from local media, social media, mainstream media. Kentucky's the biggest program in the state. You know what I'm saying? So you talk about a microscope. Who should be under more of a microscope?
Yeah.
The University of Kentucky in this state or the University of Louisville? and that microscope should go on to both sides of it, because Louisville gets the microscope. And don't do the microscope on Louisville is not because they had it. No, you narrate Louisville, situations worse than you narrate Kentucky situations. So you artificially put a heavier crime label on the University of Louisville to justify your microscope being heavier on Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
This is a situation at Kentucky where macro, I think the conversation should be had on what's it called? Self-reflection.
Yeah.
I think everybody talking about this conversation or not talking about this should look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, I see why a Louisville fan is tired of either listening to me or doesn't trust me with their news, or, you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like if anybody doesn't think that they get the traction they should, it's stories like this.
Yeah.
Where you start bringing up, the softer side of this conversation. Mm-hmm. That means you are not doing what you claim to be doing. Again, listen, caller says it. You're a fan, you might use lighter words on talking about your team.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you talk about these both of these teams with a bite for Louisville and a snarkiness and a joke attitude, or oh my God, what next? If you're in a rush to make this about a moral conversation instead of a coverage and another coach got arrested, a coach left, and the coach back. Steve, I pointed it out. Coaches don't badmouth other coaches when they leave. It doesn't happen.
No.
It does not happen. You know why?
Unless there was an issue already, and even then you don't see it often.
You don't talk about a coach leaving to a job like Michigan never, because all coaches know you're going to end up working together. That's why coaches don't burn bridges. That's why Matt told you a piece of craps get chewed up and spit out. It shows. Listen, if you made fun of Bobby Petrino and said he couldn't, he was running out of guys to hire, if you use all that energy with the Bobby Petrino, he can't get a coach because he's a bad guy and all that stuff. And you won't say maybe there's some crappy personalities in that room right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, maybe the guys that are getting away with getting stuff swept under the rug, maybe the other guys are tired of it. Maybe that's why you don't have consistency. Although, like I said, when you look at the big picture, all the receivers that left, all the outward transfers, coaches taking Michigan job, like that's a big picture macro conversation. Title: Is there turmoil in the University of Kentucky? What the hell is WTH is going on with Kentucky football? That's a full. I have enough to fill up a storyline of we need to stop and take a look at what's going on. And this is a Louisville fan knows. A Kentucky fan knows I'm telling the truth. If you stop right now, listen to what Mark is saying, think about what he's saying, says, I hate the Cards, but damn it, he's right.
Mm-hmm. What happened there?
Oh no, the spirit.
What happened there,
the
man?
Spirit of the Kentucky fan. Just saying. You know, in Beetlejuice, he's like, damn. The spirit of the Kentucky fan just jumped. But he's right.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want it. Okay, Kentucky fan, he doesn't want to see his team plastered all over. But this conversation we're having, I'm talking to a Kentucky fan. We're cordial. We're on different sides of the fence, but we're cordial. You're right, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw 2 coaches arrested at the University of Louisville, if I had cocaine cowboys in my dorm room, you know, 3 years ago, if I had these rape charges, these alleged, you know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Remember the one they had all the guns?
Yeah.
The AK-47s and stuff?
Yeah. It's cocaine cowboys. Yeah.
Oh, was that the same story?
I'm pretty sure. Or not, which is even scarier. But you get my point. The cash day, all this stuff over the course of the last 1,000 days, you know, the crime of the last 1,000 days is enough to say, is Stoops doing what he's supposed to do? Yeah. I'll take that last one. Is Stoops breeding an environment that is allowed? Think about it. The disciplines, all internal disciplines, do we win enough? Do we win enough to have, or both of these coaches, neither one of them getting fired? What's the standard now in this going into the season?
Yeah.
How many games do you have to win? Do you win another 6 games to get happy as a bowl game and say 2 coaches got arrested during the summer? We lost 5 wide receivers to transferring. We lost one of our best recruiters and DB coaches to Michigan. What do we do? This is an article as a macro, not just another. Let's just get to the season. It can't happen.
Right.
That cannot happen.
That was D just reinforcing what you're saying. He said that he actually did not know that this happened until he got on Twitter and it was scrolling and it popped up on his newsfeed and he said it was like one tweet about it, about the Kentucky player. But he said when one of our coaches goes out and gets arrested for protesting, it's still being talked about to this day.
Listen, when something happens with one of our coaches and you're out in a public place in Louisville, you can almost see it spreading across the room, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like everybody has, you know, the Louisville Twitter, like you can see people in the Kroger line. All of a sudden, you know, my phone goes off. I look down. Somebody else looks down their phone. I'm like, oh God, what's going on?
I know.
You know, like that. Like that's how articles spread. That's how stories spread. Then you instantly start talking about job security. Instantly.
Sure.
Coaches, DUIs, job security. Now, that's the conversation. He got to go. How bad is that? If Coach Mack doesn't fire that guy who got the DUI, when Cahill Fennell, you think job security wasn't the first thing that came up? He lost his, now coach is going to have to hire. So Stoops isn't going to get the job security conversation today. Don't care how long he's been with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're not going to do a Bo Night job security conversation
Yeah.
with a platinum DUI.
Right.
And again, domestic violence. If you want to go morality high ground, if you do you want to bring in kids, he's coaching kids. He's coaching kids.
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to bombard Kentucky with the new name, image, and likeness battles going on? You know, you're hurting the program with the look like this. I don't want to associate with a kid that's in that room.
Yeah.
You know, under that coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, these are stories. These are stories that every Louisville fan has seen this turn, what this is, what this looks like. Keep your eyes open, y'all. Keep your eyes open. Watch it.
It's pretty well said, man.
Watch it.
I don't really have a lot to add to that.